All praise to the Most High, chosen info. This is something that I've been thinking about, and something that I've been having a discussion with an elder. We was talking about this uh, for quite some time, and it's sad when I really go out, when I go to work, when I speak with my people, the Negroes who are the Hebrews. When I speak to them, when I'm in public. When I see them on TV, when I see the way they react to things, the way they behave, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they everything, right? I realize that we as a people, when I look at my people, they are black, so-called black people, people of color or whatever, melanated, whatever you want to call it. But they have a white European, Roman, Greco, or whatever you want to call it, mindset. Once again, they have a white European mindset or Roman Greco mindset and a black body. So you would see this person who may have an afro or locks in their hair, or they could be the darkest Hebrew that you see. But when you speak with this person, you see the way they behave and the things they do. They literally are a white person or a Gentile in the body of a black person. Okay? And the scripture talks about envying your oppressors. And I see that this is something that the enemy, when I say the enemy, I'm speaking of wickedness and spiritual wickedness in high places. I'm speaking about the children of Satan. I'm speaking about the real enemy, Satan, and his children, the ones who control the world, the globalists or whatever people want to call them. They have conditioned our people to think like they're oppressors. This is the reason why we treat each other the way we treat each other. It's so many things, and I'm just going to hop right into this. But I want to go to this scripture, and once again, this channel is not a racist channel, but it's going to be a lot of truth. And if you're a Gentile or a white person or whatever, and you're listening to this channel, don't get offended, because this is just straight truth. If you get offended, turn the video off right now, unsubscribe. Okay? But if you're going to listen, be ready to hear just truth. Okay? Our people, no matter where they are, wherever country they are in, whether they're in an Arab country, they think like Arabs. Okay? Whatever people oppress them in the country that they're in, they adopted that mindset, the mindset of those people. Okay? Deuteronomy 28 verse 25 says, "And Yah shall cause you to be smitten," which means defeated, "before your enemies. You shall run or go out one way against them, and run 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth." And this is what you see. We've been running from our enemies for a very long time. This is why so many of you so-called Negroes are in New York and Chicago and Philadelphia, because your ancestors ran from the South and fled to those places, okay? This is why many of you are there. This is how we ended up in Africa and Spain and Portugal and all these different places we were, because we were on the run. Now, when we read verse 29 of Deuteronomy 28, he said, "You shall grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness." This is a lost people. Why would you have to grope in daylight? Okay, a groping is when you walk in a very dark spot and you got to use your hands to walk through the area that you're in, because you can't see with your eyes. So why would you have to do that in the daytime or when it's light? I'll tell you why. Because this is a spiritually lost and spiritually blind people. He said, "And thou shalt not prosper in your ways, and you shall be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. You shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Where did that happen at? Slave plantation. The oppressors. Soon as you got on the plantation, they saw our beautiful black Hebrew sisters, and they just wanted them. Okay, and you had no power to do anything. And thou shalt dwell. He says, and you shall build an house, and you shall not dwell therein. You shall build a house, but you won't live in it. That happened on the slave plantation. Those big white houses that the slave masters lived in, the slaves built those houses, but they had to live in shacks. You shall plant a vineyard and shall not gather the grapes thereof. And we know our people planted, just about everything for their slave masters, from cotton to sugar cane to tobacco. And they didn't enjoy none of the things they planted. They majority of the time they couldn't eat from it, and they couldn't make any money from it. Okay, so this is what we see going on. Then we're going to just read 47 to 49. Why did this happen to us? He said, because you serve not Yah, your Elohim, with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. See, you didn't serve Yah. You didn't enjoy serving Yah. So guess what? Since you didn't enjoy serving Yah, and you wanted to serve all these different idols and all these useless gods that our people still serve today, I'm gonna let the same people who God you're following after, I'm gonna let them oppress you. This is what Yah did. And you're going to serve them since you don't want to serve me. Okay? He says, and with gladness of heart and for abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve your enemies which Yah shall send against you, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And right now, today, we're in this country serving our oppressors in want of all things. Okay? If you want to buy this and buy that, you got to serve these people and make the money that's made from the ground, wood, stone. You see what I'm saying? And this is the conditions that our people are in right now. Okay? And he says, and in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck. Yoke of iron upon your neck? That was slavery. Until he have destroyed you. And Yah shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose language you shall not understand. So let's get that. I just wanted to get that out the way. And let's make it plain and clear who the oppressors are, okay, in this country. And if anybody deny it, like I said, turn the video off, unsubscribe, just go, okay? Just go. But if you want to hear this truth, listen. All right. So we went from being oppressed to being like our oppressors. Okay. This is why we look and say, why can't we come together? And why can't, we love one another? And why do we treat our women like this? And, why do black men treat their brothers like this? Because our people have adopted the mindset of their oppressors. This is what it is. This is why they treat each other the way they treat each other. Because they treat each other the same way that their oppressor would treat them. Okay? They look at themselves the same way that their oppressor would look at them. This is what it all boils down to. This is why black men treat black women the way they do. Because they think the same way that the oppressors think. When a Hebrew black woman went onto the slave plantation, the slave masters, they just slept with them, just treated them and used them any kind of way. And they exploited them. And that's the same thing you see today. You see Hebrew black men treating their women any kind of way, looking at them as a piece of meat, sleeping with them, and just throwing them away. The slave master, he slept with that woman, had kids with her, didn't do nothing for the kids. He went back to his family in his big white house, right? It's not a coincidence that Hebrew black men do the same thing today. because they think like they're oppressors. When you look at Hebrew black women, look at the way they treat their men. They try to belittle him, put him down, won't submit to him, right? They could have I knew so many sisters had good men, still wouldn't submit. Why? Because they look at that man the same way that their oppressor would look at him. This is for real, okay? Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31, it says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." Once again, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none. Key word, none of his ways. None of his ways, okay? Let's look up what the word envy means, okay? We know when somebody oppress you, I mean, we know what that means, okay? If you don't, look it up. But let's go to envy. And, many of us probably, I know what envy means, and many of you listening may know what envy means also. But I want to go to the definition to really get the precise definition so we could really see, okay? So it says envy, okay? It says desire to have a quality, possession, or other desirable attributes belonging to someone else. Desire for oneself, okay? So it's saying don't desire to have the quality of your oppressor. The possessions that you see your oppressors, all the things and the nice goodies and the wicked gifts that Satan give them. Not saying you can't get those things righteously, but I'm talking about the oppressors living in a world with all their gold chains and fancy cars. They control the money system. Okay, their expensive suits. Don't desire to be like them. Okay. Then it says, or other desirable attributes belonging to. Okay. And when you look at that and when you think about it, our people are definitely envying their oppressors. They're definitely envying their oppressors. When I look at our people, okay, and when I looked at myself before I found the Most High, and even now, I still pray against that. I pray to Father Yah, any little ounce, any little inch of thought that I may have, that I picked up from being in this system, in this country, please purge it out of me, because I don't want to think at all like my oppressor. Because if you think like your oppressor, then you're not set apart. Okay? But once again, this is why our people, they wear their hair the way they wear their hair. They bleach their skin. Okay? They seek to have all the material things. Okay? All the idols. They treat each other like crap. Okay? Because they have the mindset of their oppressors. Okay? Our people are literally, in this country, in the Caribbeans, all the places where our people are amongst the Gentiles, whites, they literally have a white mind and a black body. Literally. Okay? And once again, take it how you want. But it's no need for them to bring out the Ku Klux Klan anymore, because they have totally brainwashed the Hebrew people, which are the black people, into thinking like they're oppressors. So why do they have to bring out the KKK? Neo-Nazis, skinheads. They don't have to bring them out anymore, because they already have corrupted and taken captive the minds of the so-called black people. So we don't have to go and send these people no more, because they're going to do that to each other, because they think just like the Ku Klux Klan. They think just like the neo-Nazis. They think just like the skinheads. I think they the same group. They think just like Bill Gates, the Rothschilds, Queen of England. They think just like the people that control the music industry. Well, they think just like the regular racist guy that's right down the street from them. They think the same way. They think the same way, and they look at each other the same way that this person would look at them. And they look at their own selves the way that the oppressor would look at them. Okay? Why? Because they believe the word of the enemy over the word of Yah. Our people, you go and tell them the word of Yah and you show them the word of Yah, they won't believe it. But they'll turn on the news and they believe the word of the oppressor quick and fast. They don't believe the word of Yah. They believe the words of the enemy and the oppressor over the word of Yah. So since they're sinning in that area and in all the other areas, the Most High gave them up to be oppressed and spoiled. Spoiled like a little brat. Robbed. Robbed of everything. He said this is a people spoiled and robbed. Don't give us credit for anything. Society owes us a lot of credit. The Most High working through us. But they don't give it. Why? Because this is a people that's robbed and spoiled. So this is serious business. Yah means serious business. The kingdom of Yah is serious business. Okay? And the Gentiles, he wanted us to be like the big brothers and big sisters to the nations in the world. The big brothers and the big sisters to them. Okay? Because we are his children. They are his children, but he created all. Okay? So that's why I say they are his children. Everything under and above the heavens is Yah's. Everything. So don't come and say, oh, they not his children. No, everything is Yah's. Everything. From the dirt to the tree, whatever, to the person of whatever nationality. Everything is Yah's. Okay? To the little object that you bought from the store because it was made from the earth. Everything here is made from the earth. It's all Yah's. But Israel is his people. Israel is his children, whom he set apart for himself. Israel were meant to be his children. Those were the ones that stayed with him. When the other nations and the other children became, you might as well say, like bastards. Why? Because their ancestors chose to go another way. When our ancestors chose to go the right way, the narrow way. But what did we do? Instead of telling them about the Most High, we went their way. Okay? So we're not supposed to envy our oppressor. We're not supposed to intermingle and adopt their ways. But instead, we're supposed to be a light. Okay? And this is what he said. Deuteronomy 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Your daughter shall you not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto your son. For they will turn away your son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yah be kindled against you and destroy you suddenly. The reason he said don't make marriages with them is simple and plain. He said it right here. They're going to turn your heart away. So we cannot do this. Let us not for once think that we can. They will turn our heart away because the ways that they have and the things that they do, the ways that they are living, the customs that they follow, the idols that they worship. Okay? We were not supposed to do these things. We were supposed to teach them and be a light, not go and say, hey, can I marry y'all and follow what you follow? No. And that's what's wrong with our people today. They want to be accepted so bad by their oppressors and by other nations of people. And that's why other nations of people, a lot of times they don't respect you because they can see that you want to be accepted so bad. But when you're so truthful and you let it be known that you're set apart and you're bold in that, then they respect you. And a lot of times, some of them may be, hey, who is this Yah that you talk about? You see, because they see, oh, this guy's he has some integrity. He's different. He's not trying to like be like us. That's the way that it's supposed to be. Okay. And then it says, verse 5, but thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire, not worship them. For, listen to this, so-called black people, the Israelites. Listen, this is Yah words. For you are an holy people unto Yah thy Elohim. Yah thy Elohim have chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. What does he mean by that? That doesn't mean you walk around arrogant with your chest out, acting like an idiot. What that means is that when you live the way that Yah wants you to live, and when we live holy, and we speak holy, and we act holy, okay? And when people see us, they see the light. They will see Yah. That's true royalty right there. That's what made our people royalty. That's what made not only the king, but all the way down to the man that was just a tiller of the ground, a shepherd of sheep. He was even royalty. Why? Because Yah, his laws and his statutes and his commandments and his ways is of nobility. It makes you royalty in your behavior. And this is what they're supposed to see. Okay? So we must not envy our oppressor and choose their ways and think the way they think and behave the way they behave. But we must believe Yah words over their words and follow Yah's ways. And once again, it's so many topics that I can speak on with this, but this was just the first video to open up this discussion. Because it's going to keep going, because it's too many topics that I want to speak about. All the way down from the way that we dress, to the way our people wear their hair, to the way they speak, to the way they treat their men and their women, to their sexual behavior, everything, the customs we picked up. All those topics need to be discussed, and they can't be discussed in one video. So tune in. All praises to the Most High. He deserves all the glory. And let's choose to follow him. And let's choose to be a light. Hallelujah.